Hey Roadrunners, welcome to Victory Sunday. It's always a good Sunday when it's Victory Sunday. Roadrunners riding high right now. 4-game win streak. 4-0 in conference. That means no worse than a 50% record in conference. When you move up in conferences, you will take that anytime. You'll take the fact that you can compete with at least half the competition that you face on your schedule. But we're not here to talk about today. We're here to talk about Saturday, game day Saturday. And what a day, what a day, what a game, what a long game. I was doing my quagmire there, so it was interesting. It was fun. I tell you what, I got to spend time in the parking lot, had a lot of great conversations. It was obviously alumni weekend. Got to spend time talking with Mama Triplet. Man, our boy got ejected early. I'm pretty sure they weren't happy because they go out there to watch their boy play, and he plays a lot for us. And well, he's out in the second series, second defensive series, or maybe even the first. Man, my memories fade me. Got to talk to Papa Grays. He was happy that his boy got in the game last week. I couldn't see if he got in the game this week. When I'm in the game, it's harder to see, so I had to rewatch. And unfortunately, before starting this, I did not watch to see if he got in this advance. Someone let me know. Then, I go down at halftime because, frankly, I've told you I'm not gonna anything non-athletics I'm not supporting. So I'm not gonna watch the band. So I go down to the thing where I spend my money to have fun with my money. It's my money, right? No alumni need to step up. Well, anyway, so go down there, I hear him try to play. I guess it was Mr. Roboto. I didn't recognize it. There's times they played I didn't recognize it. I think it was just bad tunes for the band. They played I think Paint It Black. And that's kind of easy. That's easy enough to play with those kind of instruments. Sounded middling, And then they had what I expected to be the homecoming king and queen. They replaced it with like UTSA Spirit of the Roadrunner. They announced the winners. I can't stop laughing. When I heard that, I saw that, I tell you what, I couldn't help but laugh for about 5 minutes. I said, oh my God, my university is bonkers. Done with that. Doesn't matter. It's stupid. It's dumb. It is what it is. It's the world we live in. But let's talk about the game. So UTSA, remember I said, don't be surprised if it turns into a shootout. Well, ECU came out, didn't they? Now, with that being said, their defense stepped up. They have a really good defense. Frank threw that ball right at him. I mean, if he lofts that to the sidelines, that's a huge play. I don't know what he saw. Then he threw it short like that. But remember, he did that against Houston. He even mentioned in a post-game interview on ESPN Plus. It helps to have ESPN Plus because then I can come back wherever we're on there and I can watch the game. I can look for big plays. I can remember kind of when it happened. So that allows me to make more efficient, better commentary. Offensive line did okay. I really think we could have run on them more if Frank had decided to hand the ball off instead of go with the pass on the run pass option, right? If RPO, if he had decided, there were a couple times that running back, if he gives it to that running back, there was nobody there. He could have given it to him. And then he pulled out. We still made passes. We still got yards. Don't get me wrong. We still got yards, but I think we could have gotten better yards. They held us to 120 yards rushing. Kavorian had a shoulder issue. He had like the worst stats, I think, of his career. He had a shoulder issue. He came out. But we had some really, really good performance happening from Griffin and Henry. They played really well. Let me go to the box score really quick. Let's see. Yeah, Griffin had 80 yards. He had that one big run. Henry had 4 for 17. So, I mean, he did okay. Brandon High, 5 for 10. They kind of stuffed us. But we still kept and stayed with the run. And you made them have to stay in the box. And when we did that, we just beat them with our wide receivers. Frank made some great decisions. He made some great pump fakes, catching Cephas down the sidelines. I mean, Barnes, I think he got hurt when he got that pass, when he caught that pass and went for 17 yards because he had 17 yards receiving, right? Our defense played great. Our defense played great. And let me tell you, what we were doing defensively, we were playing against their big play. So we weren't getting the pressure we normally would get, right? We weren't as aggressive with our front four, our front five, right? But also, I watched the replays. A lot of times when they're running, their quarterback will get out in the stadium. I'm like going, he's the slowest, widest quarterback, and he still knows how to make yards. Well, I started watching it. They were hooking our guys. Our guys couldn't get off blocks. They were holding our guys. They were letting them get away with it. They were absolutely letting them get away with it. In fact, they only called one holding penalty on them. Right? I'm gonna get to the penalties here soon enough. Because I think that's the elephant in the room. The interception, the ball did hit the ground. It wasn't an interception, but it surprised me they didn't review it. Right? It surprised me they didn't review it. We lost Danye Taylor in the second half. He came out without his pads on. So, we took a hit defensively in the second half. Right? So, we still, only gave up 7 points in the second half? We gave up 10. They got a field goal. We got 10 points. Sorry. So, our defense really played pretty well. You take off 7 from the pick 6. We beat them 41 to 20. Now, that last 7 was kind of chump. But I'm going to give them a pass. So I'm sitting there going, because they were running their first team out there. But at the same time, that was their backup quarterback. That wasn't their starting quarterback. So I kind of see why they were running it. It's still chump. We'd already, whatever, right? We didn't put back in our first string. Right? Trying to stop them. We could have done that when they were at like the 20-yard line, but we didn't. It's okay. Now, let's get to the penalties. Okay, so the targeting on number 33 and on triplet, I forgot 33's name. I'm sorry, but he's number 33. Those were legit targeting penalties. So was that first penalty, again, that they should have called targeting, that they said late hit. Oh, his helmet, in stadium, you couldn't really see it unless you're on that end of the field. But on replay, you play it on slow-mo on replay, he comes in, he does this, and then he does that. When you do this, that, and that crown gets there. Now, the second penalty that Frank was saying, hey, they're hitting me in the helmet, the guy ran by and grazed his face mask. That one I could see not calling, right? But that could have been a late hit. The ball was already out. I mean, I don't understand what the AAC is looking at when it comes to these targeting penalties, especially with we had 6 personal fouls, unsportsmanlike conducts, right? Look, number 58, my man, you can't go all WWE, coming down, boom, pile driving, right? Something happened that made him mad, but I don't see what the other player on our team, number 75, got penalized there for 30 yards. I don't see what he did. I don't see anything that he did, to be honest with you, that he called a penalty. That was weird. And then number 14, the only way he could have gotten a penalty is if he said one of the 7 magic words, right? That's the only way. There was nothing there. Frank, the guy sold it, but still you could have gone around him. But you know what you got to do? I saw it. And if you look at the replay, Frank's like slaps the guy on the butt and he goes, pow, pow. He's like pointing at the scoreboard. Look at the scoreboard, So you remove those penalties and we wipe ECU out. You remove half those penalties and we wipe ECU out. It's a less of a contest than it is now. Now, this might be a little shorter because I really don't have a lot. I think our offensive line blocked pretty good. They got us with some schemes, right? They got us with some schemes when they got to Frank. But for the most part, running the football, I felt like you still got 120 yards. It's not bad. I know we broke one big one, but like I said, there were 4 different times, at least on my end of the field, going the opposite way that Frank could have handed the ball off, that they would have been big gashes. We're talking 15, 20-yard type runs. But we still got completed passes after that, right? So my complaint, and I'm sorry, my complaint about the OC in this game was he kind of got away from, let's just kind of line up, go quicker, right? This whole meshing and taking forever and stuff like that just wasn't work. Just not going to work against that defense, right? It's not going to work against that defense. You got to get at them quick. And when we stayed that way, everything got them. And I mean everything got them. We put up, my peeps, we had 515 yards of offense, right? We only had the ball for 26 minutes. We still scored 41 points, right? They had the ball 33 minutes, only had 366 yards of offense, right? This was a really good game by our boys. I just don't like the fact that it was over 3.5 hours of game, right? And if I look at this, let me see if I can find, I got to see if there's like box score plays, total plays, if I can find that, right? I don't know if you can find that. It's you got to dig for that kind of stuff now. I'm just doing this off the cuff. But Lucas Dean, 4 kicks for 182 yards, had a 54-yard punt. He's back to himself. He had been struggling with an injury. Our kicker kicked great. Had 52 yards. The way it came out, just that happens, right? See, in the stats, they used to go with team stats. Let's see, total plays, doesn't say. See, not box score, play by play maybe? Yeah, see, I can't find it. But here's the issue that people are having. It's still a 3.5 hour football game, but it's 25% less football. You sit in there. There were times we had played 2 minutes of game, and we had bookended by 4-minute timeouts. And that wears you out. And I'm telling you, when you're out in the middle and you sit where I sit and you hear nothing but that droning of the DJ, it's like, my God, it just wears you out. It's hard to stay engaged in the game. Go to an NFL game. And you'll see what I'm talking about. Go to an NFL game. It's got the same feel now. The fun of it being what college football was, it is over, right? For me, it's ending. Now I'm following a team because they're my team, but you sit there and, oh my God, another 2 minutes. You look up, we got another 2 minutes, right? For an ESPN Plus game. A service that people are paying over $10 a month for. Yeah, I know it's only $10 a month. But you get, how do you think, 6,000 times 10, 600,000, right? 60,000, sorry. You know they have at least 1 million subscribers times 10, it's $10 million. You don't need 4-minute TV timeouts. You don't. Not for ESPN Plus. No, you don't. You just don't, right? And I think that's wearing on people. But the other thing, a Halloween weekend, right? It's always a terribly attended game. You go back and look. When we're at home and it's October 28th, 29th, 30th, it's terrible attendance. I mean, this was our worst attended game all season, and we're on a 3-game win streak. Right? Now, maybe people say we have casual fans and yada, yada, yada. That's fine. Okay. Maybe you don't understand college football. And that's fine. That's okay. We know who supports the team. It was good to see Lynn Hickey get inducted. She's a great person. Best AD we've ever had. Sky would be the limit if she was our AD still. Sky would be the limit if she was our AD still. Coach Coker, good to see him outside. He's not a young man anymore, right? Good to see Devin Brown inducted, Marcus Davenport inducted, Tamika inducted. Just was overall, for the most part, a very positive experience for alumni weekend. Anyway, peace out, Roadrunners. Look forward to a tough contest against UNT. They came storming back and almost beat Memphis. And there was a holding call that should have been called on Memphis's scoring drive, right? I mean, Memphis's left tackle yanked down the right defensive end for UNT. Now, maybe he gets there, maybe he doesn't, but it was clearly a holding call that was missed. I don't know if the AAC officials are told make it harder for the new guys, but if that's what they're going to do, then they don't understand. That's why people leave the conference. That's why people leave your conference. It's a driving force. Because if you keep a school down instead of let the schools naturally rise, could you imagine the Mountain West doing everything they could to keep Boise State down or Utah down? Now where would the Mountain West be without, think about what I'm saying, without Boise and Chris Peterson? Nowhere. They'd be nowhere. Utah ultimately left. So anyway, all right, Roadrunners. Great weekend, great victory. We're 4-0. One more game, one more win to bowl eligibility. 4 games to go. Conference championship. Luckily, we play Memphis, so we've got that on our, let me make sure. I've been known to, no, we don't play Memphis or SMU. And SMU doesn't play us or Memphis. Could get very interesting when it comes time to what happens at the end of the year, right? Our destiny is our own. All we can do is beat who's in front of us. Peace out. Birds up.